So, Miss Brenda, how do you like the questions to be asked?
I can't see the chat while I'm doing it. So if somebody wants to like watch the chat and tell me what they are, that's great. If you just want to spit them out, I'm okay with that too. So I'm okay. I mean, there's
For
not
all
that
those
many of us.
people who've been wanting to understand this MT4, this was the call to be on, guys, because Miss Brenda teaches MT4.
Yeah, I don't do Trading View. Like Trading View is fine, but I'm a lazy trader, dude, guys. Like seriously, I don't even use my computer. Like I'm using it because I'm doing a Zoom. That's the only time I'm really on my computer. Otherwise, I'm on my phone. I wake up at 4 a.m. I look at my phone and I place my trade. I don't even get out of bed. Like I'm making money before my feet even hit the floor every day. So
Nice.
that's what I do. I may make it to the couch about 8, 9 o'clock, trade for another hour, and then I'm done. So I am the laziest of all traders. So, so what do you guys see on the screen?
EU.
EU. All right. So we're on the 15-minute.
EU. Indicators 200 looking like.
Yeah. So we'll start at the monthly. Look at the monthly. We have a nice like head and shoulders. We're in a downtrend even on the monthly, which is nice. We go over here. We almost hit the 200 on the monthly, but not quite. I really thought we would squeeze that out, but it doesn't look like it is. Let me get it all the way over here. See how close we were to that 200? The 200 and the 800 crossed. We have a 50 and a 200 cross. So this, looking at the monthly, it looks like we're going down. This just looks like a pullback to here and should have dropped. But I don't know if we're gonna hit that. So I'm thinking that this will either be a doji for August, and then we'll get a big red candle maybe for September. Can you guys see that? Because we only have what, like one more week left of August, and that's it. So if this last week gives us a pull down, this will make this a red candle. And then maybe for the month of September, it comes back up and then we get a nice big drop. That's what I can see happening here. Like there's no guarantees that's gonna happen, but that would set us up for a nice evening star pattern on the monthly. So that's what I'm looking at there. If we go to the weekly, see how close we are to the 800 on the weekly? And last week it gave us a red candle. So this next week we could have another candle coming down here. Now we're on the daily. The daily we have a nice engulfing. This is an inverted hammer, but it didn't push us the other direction up. Instead, we kept coming down and dropping. 4 hour. Notice I haven't drawn any support and resistance lines. I'm literally just looking at candlestick patterns and EMAs. This 4 hour is in an uptrend, but now we are below the 50, and it looks like it's wanting to fall down here. And that's at 1671 if we're on that right there. This is the hour. Oh, come on. I don't know why this is, hold on guys. There we go. So on the hour this past week, we just got our 50 and our 200 cross right here. Anytime I see this on the hour, I'm really paying attention. Like if you look over on the left when they crossed here and you paid attention, like we rode this for days. So the space in between the vertical lines here, that's a whole day. So this is days of going up. So now we're going down. So today when I saw this, we already had, usually we get pushes of 3. So this is 1 push. This would be 2 pushes. So now I'm expecting it to come back up here and giving us a third push down to like 1700, and I'll show you guys why. Does anybody want to draw the fib on this or try to draw the fib on this? Come on, someone volunteer.
I can, Brenda.
Okay. Anya, you can do it. I think I have to give you,
They have to choose options at the top on their side and then
Yeah.
replace remote access.
it says give mouse and keyboard control to, and I found Tanya. Let's see, okay. All right, Tanya, you should be able to do it. So we start at the top and we pull it down. Yep, you got it.
I don't know why this. Okay.
Yep, all the way down to the bottom. Perfect.
Wait a minute. Oh,
You did it.
there you go.
What's that?
There you go. I
Yep,
was
there we
thought, yeah, I thought that was my fibs, and I was like, yeah, the extra.
So yeah, so right here, so I'm looking at this pulling back up to the 61.8 area on like Sunday, Monday, and then having it drop down. All right, Tanya, let me take back control. Let's see. So we know price should be turning around one of these fib levels. Right now it's almost at that 38. The 50 would be okay, and the 61.8 is our most likely one, only because if we look left, it's a real solid support here. Here it was, if we look left, like it's just a really nice level if we look in left. Also, the market tends to go the wrong way, like on Sunday, Monday. So that would be a nice, we had this head and shoulders here on Friday down at the bottom. So this would be a nice pull up here for it to go the opposite or the trap. Some traders call this a trap day. It's not a trap day, it's just how the market moves. So we could even, like if it wanted to be nasty, it could pull up to this point too. And then fake people out. But I'm gonna look for, honestly, I'll look for a little pullback like when market opens, and I'll buy it looking up into this area, and then I'll just wait until it comes back down below there. So you could put like a sell stop in this area. And then typically for like an AB equals CD pattern, so AB would be the top, this would be A, the bottom would be B, our 61.8 would be C. So we want CD to equal AB. So from 61.8 down, we want that to be equal this A to B. So if you measure that in pips, this is 126 pips. So if price shows us a rejection here, which the 50 is right there, could easily bounce off that 50, we would go down 126 pips would be our take profit. And that's going to put us right in that 1700 mark, which is an even number. And if we look left, look over here, we have that support right there too. So that's what I'm planning for the beginning of this week. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes, ma'am. And Ms. Brenda, what trader are you? Like, what is your primary style?
My primary style is just this. Like I'm looking at my EMAs, I'm looking at my candlestick patterns. I always want an engulfing, a railroad, tweezers, something like that to show me the way the market's moving. I would love to be a trader that does just 10, 20 a day and walk away, but when I see a 100 pip move, like I'm going for the 100 pip move. So if that 100 pip move takes 24 hours, then I'm in it 24 hours. If it takes 4 hours, then I'm in there for 4 hours. But I'm like an overachiever. I want the whole move. I'm not happy with 20 pips, but I think you should be happy with 20 pips. So say as I do, not as I do. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then if you, does this, all right, so then we can see on EJ, it's going to look the same. This is the 15-minute, but you can still see we're in a clear downtrend. We can even draw like a trend line if you want to. But on this one as well, I would fib this last push. And then I'm looking for price to come right back to the 61.8. And look where it lines up on that nice right here. It matches that down, coming down right there. If you look left, we have some nice support. Look at this. So that's going to be an ideal area for us to start looking for sells again in this area. And if it takes some time, it could pop up and hit this line if it wanted to be nasty, like in London, you know, Monday night or Tuesday morning or something. But then I'm looking for it to fall. And again, I'm measuring from the top of this down. That total move is about 100 pips. So then I'm going to start, when it starts here, I'm going to measure that down 100 pips, and that'll be my TP. Does that make sense? So this one, yep, it's like 102. So then I'm going to start at my 61.8 right here and go down 100 pips. And that puts us right at 124 even, which is a whole number. And I'm happy with that. Put a line there. We're on the 15-minute chart, so we need to squeeze in to look left. Or we can just go to a higher time frame. We can go to the hour. If we go to the hour, again, we have really nice support. Support here, resistance here. So that's a realistic target. And both of these pairs can go 100 pips a day easily. So I can see this as a nice Tuesday push coming down. And then Sunday, Monday would be the push up. Tuesday would be the push down. Does that make sense? And of course, if it broke this trend line, then we're going higher. Then all of this would be invalid and we're going higher. And our next support is here. And sometimes you can just eyeball these. If you want to put in these supports, you can. But this is how I would mark up the support and resistance on this. Just looking left for the places where price has stopped, broke, retested, retested. Same thing here. Broke, retested, retested, resistance, resistance. Those are the places that you want to look for it to go. And look, these are almost 100 pips. Look, 124, 123, 121. Those are all like right there on those whole numbers. So I always look for the whole numbers, the even numbers. If you want to do the halves, you can do the halves for like resting points. But definitely mark out your whole numbers and look for price to stop at those places.
Brenda, what did you say? What
I'm
kind of
seeing
numbers
like a head and
did you
shoulder
say?
forming there as well. Could it form a head and shoulders? I'm just seeing to the
I mean,
top.
at the top, yeah, it can definitely
Yeah,
come back up to
yeah.
that shoulder there. Like there's nothing stopping it, except for like our ideal turnaround would be the 61.8, but it could do a complete 100% pullback
Okay.
and then drop, absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
So, but if you're gonna be a buyer on Sunday, Monday, like I would be look for it to possibly turn around at 61.8, but it could easily go to the 100. Sometimes that Monday night does break the Friday high, and our Friday high is right there at that 100 mark. So, but if it should not break like the Thursday these at all. So, but yeah, absolutely. Right now we do
Okay,
have,
cool. Mhm.
here's the head and shoulder. Like this is our
Yeah,
neckline. If it does do that,
yeah.
and it didn't quite come all the way down, but it's pretty darn close. So it could make a head and shoulder pattern, come down, push down, retest, which is an even over here, and then push down again. So absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
So those are my plans for EJ and EU. Tanya said that silver looked really good too and was similar to that. So if you guys want to look at silver, we can look at silver, unless somebody has a question on EU or EJ.
So
I
Brenda,
just
we
got a
can
question
easily.
about you said something about resting. You said whole numbers and even numbers, and you said something about resting numbers. What did you say about that?
Okay, so like see this 125.50
Uh-huh.
right here? So price consolidated right there.
Right.
So we're like 126 even right here, price just tapped it and ran.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you.
Right. So, but on 125.50, it like hung out and consolidated, and then it
Mhm.
dropped again to the next whole number or the next half number. Like we're at 124.41. We're right at that 50 mark practically again.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Brenda. This is Sabrina. Could you give me your settings for your fibs?
Yeah, these are just default settings. Like I don't play with my fib settings.
Oh, you don't change them?
No, I leave them alone.
Okay.
I'm not going to reinvent Fibonacci. Like he did a good job. So.
Okay. All right. All right.
I'll see
Thanks.
if people play with them, but I just leave them alone. Like they're there for a reason. So look at
Yeah.
and perfect. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna mess with it.
All right. Thanks.
Question. This is Jermaine. So you don't draw zones or anything. It's just make it as simple as possible.
Absolutely, yep. I will use my EMAs. I think I have EMAs on this EU chart. Let's see, no. One of these I have EMAs on. Here we go. So this one has EMAs. So I do use my EMAs. So when they cross, I'm looking for sells. When the 50 and the 200 cross, I'm selling. And then when the 200 crosses the 800 on the 15-minute, that is equal to the 50 and the 200 crossing on the hour. So when the 200 crosses the 800 on the 15, if you go to the hour, you'll see the 50 crosses the 200. It's the same. So I don't even really have to change charts to know what's going on the next higher time frame. And when the 50 and the 200 cross on the hour, like it's go time. And usually when you get 1, 2, usually you'll get a third drop. So this will be gold this week. It should drop down. As a disclaimer, I'm going to say I'm not a financial planner or anything like that. So whatever I say, don't listen to me.
So you use the 250 and the 800.
And then I have like this little stop and go. I'll show you this. Get out there. So well, this works well here. So in this instance, you can see here where the 50 crossed the 200. So now we're buyers. And then in this case, let me fix these real quick. Let's see. Because I changed them on my phone. The 13. We're gonna make it yellow. I'm making the 20 red. It's like our stop sign. All right, so now you can see when price breaks above, it's above all of the EMAs. So we are definitely buyers. And you can see, let me zoom in a little bit here. So we get this push above the 50 or above the 200. And then it's go time. So as long as this doesn't come back to the red, so here it came back to the red, so we would get out. But then we got this nice green engulfing here, so we could get back in. This is the railroad that I talk about all the time with the 5 and the 13 going through it. Our yellow is our 13 and the green is the 5, so they're definitely going through both candles. And then we could get back in. This did wick back a little bit, but then it continued to go up. It really hasn't even touched the yellow, a little bit here, but we can stay in all the way until we get a nice candle that closes on the other side of the 20 up here. And then once it does that, you can see like now we're headed the other direction. So that's how you would use those smaller EMAs. Then this huge red candle, it made everything cross back the other direction. And then here we're under the 50, so we're looking for sells. And again, we're just gonna hang out until it comes back over to our red. So you're in all the way until this bullish candle right here. And then this was a little pullback and then it dropped again. And then now we have the cross. So conservative traders that don't want to trade this up here because it's counter trend, if you're not ready, then you can just wait until the 50 crosses the 100 on the hour, and then you can start to sell. But like you're gonna miss this, but that's okay. You are safer because you have this extra confirmation of a sell because the 50 crossed the 200 on the hour. So then you're just looking for your fib pullback and then you can get in. And chances are the 50 will drop down a bit and it'll be a 50 pullback. We'll look for a railroad or engulfing and that'll tell us to get in. And then we go for the ride. But yeah, I really don't draw support and resistance. I am always looking left. I am looking at wicks. I want to confirm that, my fibs match up to my support and resistance, but I don't make a bunch of lines on my paper. I might draw them for you guys to see. But I don't, 99% of the time I'm on my phone and I don't draw them on there on my phone. I'm looking for 50 pullbacks. I'm looking for it come back to like the 13 and get back in. Let's go down to the 15-minute and I can show you. I trade on the 15-minute. So this is a nice railroad right here at Asian session. You could get in and this is a whole night until London looks like that you could have rode it. Again, it hit the red and it crossed it. That was your get out sign. And also this little doji up here. Looking for the.
Could I ask a question?
Yep, go ahead.
Who taught you how to read all of those lines like that? And how did you get so good at reading those lines when they cross and all that?
The
That's
EMAs?
Yes, there's like what, 5?
Right, I just put 5. Like you don't have to have 5. If you just want to put the 13 on there or just the 20 and the 5, like I just did it kind of as a visual, like a stoplight. Green means keep going, yellow means caution, and red means you need to stop and get out. Again, I did it for you guys. But I learned the 5 and 13 cross from Patrick Kenny, and he's now a teacher in IML. He does, it's called the DeLorean, but it literally just pullbacks to the 13, going through there and dropping. And that's all, that's all he teaches. But I learned that from him a couple years ago and it works. Like it's made him and Tyrone a ton of money. It's a consistent pattern that you can see in the market all the time. You just got to wait for it to show up. And
what?
Then 50, the 50 pullbacks I learned from Ryan DeFreitas. He was my teacher on that. And really once I learned, I kind of put them together, then I never looked back for another strategy. Like I just continued to put those two strategies together.
Wow. 50.
So here's a 50 pullback and we have this head and shoulder pattern. You do need to know your reversal patterns. We saw this on Friday, but being Friday, this is all the further we got. And typically, like I would look for a pullback, but since these are just crossing, a lot of times it will pull back to the 200 when they first cross. Now, if we're down quite a ways, then I'm just looking for pullbacks to the 50 and drop, pull back to the 50 and drop. But after the initial crosses, sometimes it'll pull all the way back up to the 200.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So Brenda, we can easily go in.
So you have the 800 as well is the
Yeah,
two.
this dark blue is 800,
All right.
which is our 200 on the hour. And this works on any time frame. Like if you go to the daily time frame, hold on, Tanya, let's see. You can see here's the cross here on the daily time frame, and we kept going up. Here we hit the 800, which a lot of times is a reversal. Like this one was a reversal. You can see a strong engulfing, and we came straight back down. But then this next time when we hit it, it decided to push through it and keep going up. But then as we keep going to the higher time frames, you can see like we're so close to it. It kind of makes me nervous that we're so close to it, because we could just go up there and hit it and then come back down, but so far we haven't. We could fib this. So if I start at the top, pull it down to the bottom, we're sitting right at 61.8 right here. We did break it, but then we're closing underneath it. So this would be a 61.8 on the weekly time frame. So then we would look for this to pull all the way down. But that would mean the US dollar has to be really strong. And with everything that's going on right now, I don't know if the dollar is going to do that. So we need to be cautious. Does that make sense?
The moving averages, is it exponential or simple?
They're all exponential, apply to close.
Okay.
You can peek on the 4 hour. Sometimes I do that just for the fun of it, because I get bored. But our 4 hour looks like a nice head and shoulders here. This would be our neckline for the 4 hour head and shoulder pattern. So if this is a head and shoulder pattern on the 4 hour, this is a shoulder, shoulder. Here's our neckline. It did tap it. It broke it, retested it, and then we're looking to come back down to this 200 mark on the 4 hour, which is 1671. So we could be looking at that maybe, you know, Wednesday.
Hi, Brenda. Could you say the EMAs again with the colors? I think I
Yep.
missed them.
So 5 is green, because that means go. So as long as you're on the upside of that, you're going. And then yellow is 13. So that's kind of our caution area. And then the red is going to be 20. And that's your stop. That means get out.
Okay, thank you.
And then when they all cross back over the other direction, you're looking for going the other way.
Okay.
Then if
So
you
you
have
make it.
days like this that are just crazy, then you need to wait it out. Like this is a clear W to me. And then we push back up. But again, the 50 is above the 200, so it's an uptrend, and they're far apart. So we're looking for that to be pushing up.
Wow, you make it seem so easy. I'm like, oh my gosh, it seems so simple.
It really, really is. Like sometimes it'll trick you and you're like, wait, what happened here? But in general, it really is easy.
Wow, thank you. Yeah.
And I believe in teaching in a nutshell. Like, I don't think you should draw out, like it shouldn't take hours to get information. I think that just like fries out your brain.
Mm-hmm.
This was such a great drop. Like it really was. Look for break and retest. You guys know how to do like a break and a retest. Here's a nice one here. I'll just move this line down. So right here, so it dropped. It never retested here yet. So that's something we got to be aware of. But here, right here is a break. And then look, this candle came up and retested it right there. So that would be an area to look in to get into. When a pair is trending, look for those pullbacks, let it break, wait for it to pull back to that area that it broke, and then that would be your entry spot. Let me see if I can find another example on the other way. So here's another example. It pushed up. Here it pulled up. Here is the retest. And that's where you would get in. And then it went up, 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 up. So that's another way to get in. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Here is, grab this line. So here's one here. It broke it. It never really came back to this one, so you might have missed out. It did break it, and you got like a wick right here, but you would have to been paying attention. Like it's not clean like some of the others are.
They want to know, can you repeat the last thing you just said?
The break and retest? Or what?
Yes, about the entry where you
Right.
said something
So you're
about-
looking for like a push up. Let me see. Got this choppiness. All right, so here price is going up, 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 and this is where it peaked. So I'm just gonna put my line on the peak right here. And then once it breaks it, so this is where it broke this peak right here. You see that? So this was our resistance. And this green candle broke that resistance. It pushed up. But then if you were patient, look at this wick. It retested it right there. And that would have been the place to enter. And then it went straight up. So it's called a break and retest. So chances are, let's see, this is like Asia session into London. So this was one of those easy nights where if you got in early and it just rode straight up for you basically. So those are always nice. You can look for this break and retest on any time frame. Here's another one. There's the peak, here's the break, and then here's the retest. So it pushed up, it pulled back, then it broke it, and then here is your pullback to it right here. You got a little, like a hammer. You guys seeing that? See, that's when the market's like really trending nicely. It does that for you. There's one, but it's not. This broke, but it never came back and really retested. It did retest here, but this is a mess. So, like, trading's not always perfect, but there are enough patterns in there that like you can be consistent, but sometimes like I said, it's not always going to be perfect. Like this one broke. It didn't make it all the way up there though. But if you were just following your EMAs, you were fine. Like it stayed below all day that day. So this would have been your place to get in at that day when it broke. You have this big green candle and the two reds, so that would make a railroad for you if you combine the two red candles together. The nice 50 retest. So this is, remember when I said as soon as they cross, sometimes they can pop up and hit that 200. So this is an instance where it did that. So instead of just doing the 50, they went all the way to the 200 and then they dropped like a rock. And that's kind of what I'm expecting on this Monday.
So you don't trade on Sundays at all?
No, I do. I don't trade. I try to wait till like 7 o'clock because the market can kind of be, it like teases you and goes, oh, we're going to do this. Oh, wait, we're going to keep going. So like, I would expect the market to maybe pull down a little bit or even gap down. And then around 7 o'clock is when I'll get in for the buy and then start going up. That's what I see happening. Doesn't mean that's what will happen, but that's what I'm guessing will happen. Because we do have this head and shoulders. We need a pullback because of this is such a big drop. And then it should come up to here. But yeah, my best days are Sunday, Monday. Like I could end my week by Monday and be done. So I can easily make 3K by Sunday, Monday, Tuesday morning and be done for my week.
What time frames do you look at the most?
I'm on the 15 the most because I'm aware, and so I can squeeze in and do this. So a lot of people when they're on the 15, they're just looking at a tiny spot, but I'm aware and I can squeeze it in. So I can see all of this on the 15-minute, where if I go to the hour, it really is the same. Like it's the same exact pattern, it's just less candles. So if you're on a lower time frame, you just need to be aware that you need to zoom out and see the whole picture. But I trade on the 15, I do everything on the 15-minute. Again, because I'm lazy and I don't want to, I'll peek at these other higher time frames just for a second to see if they're hitting an EMA or crossing an EMA. Of course, if everybody's going the same direction, it's nice. You can see this little counter up here. So far, the only one's in a downtrend is the H4. So some traders are going to tell you, well, we're still in a uptrend. We should be buying. But right now, we have a downtrend going on. It's just the start of it. So if you wanted to draw a trend line, let's start here and pull it down like this. And then you could look for it to hit. Usually the third tap can be the strongest. So if it's going to hit this for us, you know, in here, this would be like London, then we get a nice push down.
So Brenda, you mainly do EU and EJ, right?
I do, yep.
Is there a reason for those two?
When I first started trading, there's our channel. That's a nice channel. When I first started trading, I did UJ. Like that was the only pair I traded forever. And then it just got slow and boring to me. So then I went to EJ and I really liked it. And then everybody said, don't trade EU. Everybody trades EU, blah, blah, blah. So I never did it. And then just like maybe this year, I started doing EU. And I actually really like it. It's smooth. It'll still give me the pips I want for the day. So I can go back and forth between EU and EJ. A lot of times they go the same direction. So I know if I'm selling one, I can sell the other. So that's why I stick with those. Earlier this week, I did do EN, just because I saw a really nice reversal on EN. But EN doesn't pay like EU does. The other reason I do EU is because you get paid. Like if I have 10 pips and I have a standard, I know I'm going to get paid $100. On EJ, if I have 10 pips and I have a standard, I might get paid like $75 to $80. If I'm on EN and I get 50 pips, I'm only going to get paid 25. Like it's almost half. So you have to get more pips on EN to get paid. So it's not really worth the risk of the volatility when you can get paid more for less pips on an easy pair like EU. So that's why I stick to EU.
Yeah,
I want to know what I'm going to get paid. So when I put those two standards in and I get 10 pips, I know I have my $200 in my pocket.
Okay, you ever traded pound pairs like GU?
I will if I'm feeling crazy, but I don't typically. So I have in the past. I like GA a lot and I like GU. But you know what? I'm not trying to lose money on a big spike just because they feel like spike in the market. So I'd rather stick with a pair that doesn't have a lot of spikes. So I'm going to stay safe and stay with EU.
And then they want to know, how did you get the boxes in the top left over there, the green and the red boxes?
Oh, this is an indicator. It's called a GG trend bar. It's in our Pitmaster Telegram group. If you look under, what's it called? Files, it's in there. And I have tons of indicators, but I don't use them. Like let me find a chart that has indicators. Do any like you can get fancy and get all these indicators, but you know what? The indicators are just telling you what is happening, like they're reactive. So this is USD JPY. So you could go, oh, I have a 3, a yellow dot, and an arrow. That's cool. But there's nothing in the book that doesn't say that this isn't going to push up and make a higher 3 and a higher, you know what I mean? Like, it's not set in stone. Just because it made this doesn't mean it's going to stick. Like this 3 probably happened here and here, and then it finally settled down and stopped here. So indicators repaint as they go along. So you just have to be careful if you're going to use them. They're a nice confirmation, but you still need to be aware of what the market's doing when you use them. So this is the half trend. I like the half trend. It does give you push notifications to your phone. So if your computer's on, it'll push to your phone and go, hey, the half trend turned red. You can start looking for sells. Down here, we go, hey, the half trend turned blue. You can start looking for a buy. And then in this one, you can stay in until the half trend changed colors. I would be getting out at this 800 here, though. I used to like UJ, like I said, but I don't know. I'm conflicted because it has USD, which is going one way, and then JPY pairs are going the other way. So EJ is going down, but USD is going up. So this is a conflict in my brain. So I just stay away from it. But typically it goes the opposite, because USD is the leader, so to say, in this pair.
So slow though.
It is slow. It's like watching paint dry. I can't do it.
I don't like UJ. I find it consolidates a lot and it's slow.
Yeah, it's too slow for me.
Brenda, question. I'd like to know, when you're looking at the a chart, right? How far back do you go in terms of like time passed before, like, to do your markups or to put a stable?
I go back until I see a pattern.
Made.
So I'm gonna go back until I see like a pattern. Like I don't care about all this. What I care about is where the last high was, where the last low was, and then like what's currently going on. So this is EG. EG pays really well. It pays more than $1 per pip. So it is a nice pair to trade too. So here we are in the 15-minute. We have all of our crosses are right here. So we're in this downtrend. It pushed up. And then I would say it's looking to push back down as well. It'll probably hit this 800 and then push back down. We'll see. It can be a tricky pair though, because the Euro and GBP are both in this pair. So, but if we're just trading off our EMA strategies, like we're looking for sells there. And if we look left, right where price is right now, we're at this strong support / resistance over here. Like this has been tagged here, here. So I'd be looking for this to sell. If we draw a fib on it, if the indicators are in my way, so I can't see the top of the candles, but. And so 61.8 is right here, right off the 800. So I would be looking for this to bounce off of that and then pushing back down.
So they also want to know, besides the EMA, Which indicators do you use? I guess this would be which ones do you have that are free?
What's a time frame one?
I'm not sure. C and M, do you want to come off of mute?
You're talking about these up here?
Yes, those ones there, you were saying that when they're green, or maybe most of them are green, then which means it's kind of a buy.
Right. So it's telling you in this time frame it's a buy, in this time frame it's a buy. In the H4 and the daily, we're selling. It's a sell. And then the yellow would be neutral. So and that's in the Pitmaster Telegram group, yeah, under files. And the half trend is in there too.
Is that
Sorry?
something that I can share, Brenda? Because a lot of them are
Yeah. No, share away.
Okay, thanks.
There's
Sorry, I didn't get the last sentence that you made because it was kind of, it cut out a little bit.
okay, so can you guys see my screen on Telegram?
Yes.
Okay, so I went to our Telegram group. These are the files in here. So this pip side counter is really nice. It'll add up all your trades for you. I really like that one. So I would share that one. It'll add up and tell you each trade and how many pips you have in each trade and keep track for you on the side. Here's the GG trend bar. That's the one with all the little squares that tells you, green, yellow, or red. Buy sell magic is good. And then the half trend, this one. On my phone, I do have TDI. So if you want TDI, here's TDI in here as well. And then here's a strategy PDF for TDI. I don't have TDI. Well, I probably do have it on here, but I use it on my phone typically. Hold on one second. Let me go to one without all the indicators on there.
Okay, I have a question. So what you put on the computer, you also can put on your phone too?
On some of them, TDI is made up of like moving averages and RSI. So that one I can put on my phone, but like a lot of these other ones, you cannot. Like the ones with the arrows and the dots, those don't go on your phone. They're only for the computer.
Okay.
All right, so here's a TDI. So on TDI, you're looking for the green line is is the line you want to pay attention to. So down here, it's below, like you can see it looks like a Bollinger Band, which is like there's two blue lines, like a river. So when the green line pops out of there, those are peaks. So when it pops out and then comes back in, those would be times that you would be looking to reverse. So you can see 68 is kind of like your high and 32 is the low. So when it goes way below there, like it does down here or way up here, you're definitely expecting it to come the other direction. And I've put videos in our group about TDI before, or you can go to YouTube and look up TDI, but basically it's just showing you oversold. When it crosses the red line, you can get in. Down here, same thing. When the red line and the blue are together, that's a shark fin, blood in the water is what they call it. But basically, that's another entry point. So these are things, like if you have TDI as another confirmation, it'll help you as well. And I do have like how to put that on your phone. I can put it in our group and anybody can share that as well. But that's, if you see screenshots of my phone, you'll see this on there and then my EMAs, and that's it. So I use that as my second confirmation. And then when I'm trading, I'll throw a fib. Anytime I get a big drop or a big push up, I'll throw a fib on it.
Hi, Brenda.
Hello.
So based on your strategy, you never lose a trade then, right?
That's not true. I'm super hard-headed, so like, yeah, that's not true. Sometimes like this, like sometimes I get trapped, or I'm going, no, this has to go up higher and do this, and yet it drops. Like I lose trades, guys. A lot of times I am a good trader and I'll have a whole bunch in a row, but then I'll have a day where I'll be hard-headed and go, oh, it's going to go back up again, and then it does and it drops. So I have those days too. So trust me, I've lost plenty of money. I've made lots of money and I've lost lots of money. So you just want to be more blue than you are red. It's definitely a journey. It's not something you're going to get overnight. Don't quit your day job. Like you have to practice this and really get good at it. I never did demo, but I probably should have. Like I think everybody should do demo until you can consistently do 10 to 20 pips and get in, get out 10 to 20 pips consistently. I think that's super important to do that and to learn that skill before you start giving your money to the broker. Here, I'm looking over here at this nice W. Here was the middle support. Here's a pullback to that, and then it took off. So, and of course, it always looks easy in hindsight, but you want to look for a W. Sometimes, like this is a really ugly W over here, but it is a W. This was just a push up to like the whole number, and then it just dropped. It didn't even quite, like I thought this would go a little bit higher, and it just didn't. It just said, nope, we're done. But then we got this, and we're like, oh, let's measure, for the fun of it, let's measure this. So there's our drop there. So this drop, you notice it only came out to 38. Anytime you get a return on 38, that means you're definitely going the other way with a big push. And that's what happened here. It didn't go to 50 or 61.8. It just said, oh, we're going to stop here and we're headed down. So there's no guarantee in fibs which bus stop it's going to stop at. You just got to kind of pay attention and be aware. It did give you a nice engulfing, and we're right on that EMA. So that would have been your clue to get in there. And I usually draw from like the push. So that's push started here, but some people might draw it from like this top peak. And in that case, like you're still like right at the 38. So I still feel like you want to do it from the top of the push down to the bottom. Then this was just consolidation. These like these lines are lines that are telling you that there is divergence. So you can see price right here on the TDI, the green line is low, but then over here price dipped down lower, but our green line is higher. So that's telling you price is going to go up. That's called divergence. So if you see your RSI line going up, but price came down, you want to believe this. Don't believe price. This is like a fake out. Here you can see this is super high. That's our peak. And then over here, it did keep it going down. So it's not always going to show divergence. Sometimes it's true to what price is doing. But when you have the divergence, like one is doing the opposite of the other, you definitely want to believe your RSI. And that might be a topic for another day, like when we do a TDI training. But that's what all these pink and blue lines are. They're showing divergence. Any questions?
You guys can come off mute if you have questions. I know Miss Debbie was saying, can you look at another pair and explain what you would do when you came to the chart one more time?
Sure. You want to look at what pair you want to look at?
You guys have a preference? I know our group pairs are AU, GU, EU, and UJ. So I would like GU.
Okay.
Even though it's the same as EU, basically.
Yeah. Usually like AU, GU, they're all doing the same thing. So, all right, come on, get out of here, box. Ah. There you go. I have GU. All right, so GU, we are on the hour. So right away on GU, I see this huge M or double top. The one on the right here didn't quite come as high as the one on the left. So that's a nice double top for us here. Let's move this over a little bit. So again, we have our 50 is above the 200, but we have this big M. So I'm going to start looking for reversals because of the giant M. So I would take my fib and I would start at the top and pull it back to the bottom here. And then same thing, I'm looking for it to pull back to like 61.8, 50, and then continue dropping. Typically on an M, on the second leg, it'll pull back to 61.8, and then that would be your entry point on the M, is that 61.8 area. So you could put a pending sell stop here, sell limit. Sell limit means the price will go up and then come back down and put you in the trade. Where a sell stop, if you put a sell stop here, or sell stop would go below. So a sell limit is going to go up and then knock you in the sell. So if you put this here, so 31.81, then you could put your stop like somewhere up in here, I guess. Because if it breaks the 61.8, you're going to continue to go up. So you would look to get in at the 61.8 area here, which is right about this area here, which is nice. So that's how I would read this. Right now, the TDI is low, so we know we're looking for a pullback back up. So it could come up to this yellow line, which is our 50, and then pull back down. But that's why I'd be looking for a bounce off this yellow line and the 61.8 here. And this is on the hour time frame, but it's going to be the same even if I'm on the 15-minute. I still have the same thing. I still did my fibs on the big push. My 61.8 is right up here. The 50 is here. Everything's starting to cross. So maybe on open, it might come down to here and then start pushing back up here to give you kind of like a weird W pattern and then up.
They want to know, when do you know when to use your fibs, and how do you know to expect a price reversal?
Well, one, you're looking for a price reversal when your TDI is way oversold or way under, or overbought or oversold. So oversold at the bottom, overbought is at the very top. So you can see these extremes. So when I see these extremes, especially on like higher time frames, so if I go to my daily, let's see what the TDI is doing on the daily. So the TDI peaked right here on the daily, and then look, it's coming down. But look what price is doing. It pushed up. So what is that? Who remembers what I just said that's called?
Is it a fake out?
No, it starts with a D.
Divergent?
Yes, divergence. So our RSI, we're going to believe the RSI because RSI is saying, no, we're going down, even though price pushed up. So I'm going to believe this. So this is on my daily time frame. So I'm going to be looking for sells on the lower time frame because of this divergence here. My TDI is basically telling me the direction that I should be looking to go on the daily here. So let's look at the 4 hour. Hate this thing at the top. Okay. So our 4 hour is giving us overbought here. It dropped, came back up. It basically is an M pattern, giving us a nice downward here too. You can see price is almost equal, but not quite. But yet the RSI didn't come back up. Like you would expect it, if it matched, it would be like in this area, but it didn't. It's quite a bit lower. So we're down here. We're looking for a pullback, probably a bounce off the yellow 50, and then continuing down. So if you wanted to be safe, like I said, you can wait for price to come back under the 50, or, you know, go ahead and do the 61.850 area, look for price to bounce a railroad or something in there, engulfing candle right in here. That's the 4 hour. The hour, see, they're all really similar. We're at the bottom. It needs to push back up before it can come back down again. So that's, I use the TDI as my confluence, I guess. And there's the 15-minute. Does that make sense?
Yes, I have a
Yes, it
question.
does. Yeah, I understand.
This right here, just real quick, this is called a TDI squeeze. You see how tight it all is in here? Anytime
Yeah.
the TDI is super skinny like this, you want to expect a big drop the other direction.
Okay.
So, and it can be like this for a minute. Like you can see like all this little consolidation, especially on GU. This is frustrating. Like this is a mess. Like you're gonna get frustrated and give up. But finally it does drop, and you are rewarded nicely if you held into there. But you can expect that because the TDI told you this is going to drop. We're squeezing up at the high point. It's going to drop. You just need to hang on and wait for it. So this gave you almost 200 pips by using the TDI tool here.
Okay, so she did put it in.
All right. So the main on the TDI, the main line you're watching really is the green.
Right, your green line is telling you to get in, because right now this is like a little shark fin. You see how it popped out of the water and came back in.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for. Or if it hits the blue line, sometimes it just taps it and comes back in. It doesn't always go out and come back in. And then if you get a double shark fin, so it goes out and then maybe it went out again here, like that is really confirmation of, hey, this is going the other direction. So yeah, so TDI is my main, I guess, indicator, if you want to call it one. Just looking to see what else is going on here. This is the 15-minute. Here's a nice 50-200 break. So we got, it broke the 200, it retested it. Here's our 513 trade right here. And then it dropped, consolidated, and then dropped again. So, which these trades kind of stink because this is like the end of the day. Like this could have been like 2 o'clock news or something. I really like, my favorite time to trade is early, like late London, like 4 o'clock Eastern time till about 10 o'clock Eastern time. That's
What's
when
the
you're gonna get.
TDI settings?
So what settings? The TDI, they're
Yeah.
just default. I can go into it and look, I guess, but I don't change anything. So this Traders Dynamic, if you want to learn more on YouTube, look up Traders Dynamic Index on YouTube, and that's where you're going to find the original Dean Malone person that explains how to use it. And I would definitely watch those.
And Brenda, these indicators, you can't install them on your phone, right? You have to put them on your laptop.
There is a way to put TDI on your phone. I have it like typed out, but you need to follow the instructions literally step by step on there. So I can give them to Charity or whoever and share them with you guys.
But not the pip counter, right? All of that is for the actual computer.
Correct, right. Most indicators are just for the PC, but there is a lot that you can do on your phone. But
And
you
all
don't
that
need it. You
do
don't
is-
need them. Like you just need fibs and some EMAs. Like you don't need all the extra arrows and all that stuff.
And I'm sorry, Brenda, what was that Traders Dynamic
Index.
It's called TDI, Traders
Traders
Dynamic
Dynamic
Index.
Index? That's it. Thank you.
And
Brenda,
you can
what's
take off, like, I'm sorry, Tanya. You can take off these extra stuff. Like if you don't want to see these things and these, like you can shut those off if they're distracting to you or you don't know what they are. If you're not ready for this, you can shut those off.
what are those red dots over that what you were trying to
These?
explain? Yes, the
This
red
is
dots
telling
over
you,
the
yeah, this is telling you
yes,
it's a
the red dots
TDI
over there.
squeeze, that's all. So those are telling you that it's squeezing.
Okay,
And
so
then the
how
pink line is telling you it's divergence. So it's telling you it's going to go down. So this is your divergence indicator, and these are telling you it's a squeeze. So you just need to hold on here until it drops. And it did.
That would be a good one to keep
I
there.
like that indicator.
Yeah, that would be a good one to keep if that's.
Yeah, like I said, in my 5 years of trading, I've tried a ton of indicators, and this is the one I've kept and used on a daily basis.
does
These are
it
like moving averages and RSI down below. So it's kind of like, it's an extra confirmation.
does the divergence indicator in the file also?
The divergence is in TDI Pro.
Oh, it is. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's part of TDI Pro. There's a iGold, there's a TDI iGold, and there's a TDI Pro. They're all pretty similar.
Always someone
You can use
getting
any.
on and teaching something.
And then if you don't want it, like you have something you want to get rid of it, you can always close it down.
The half trend 1.0 too.
The half trend, it's in there. Let's see. I have all these indicators and I just don't use any of them. Let's see. Yeah, the half trend has. Trust me, guys, I've paid for so many indicators, so many classes, so many mentors, but at the end of the day, you just got to keep it simple. So there's the half trend. The half trend is nice. You're not going to hit the top or the peak with a half trend, but all the half trend is an EMA cross. I want to say it's like an 820 cross, but you can also set it. You can set the settings on the half trend as well if you wanted it to be a little. So right now it's crossing right here at this wick. So let me change the settings just a little bit and let's see if it moves. I know people that move it to, I think they move it to, I have one trader, I think he puts it at a 20. Let's see what happens. So now it moved it to not come until right here versus up there. So you could play with it. You could try like a 10 and see, where you want it. It was at a 2 up here. This is a 20. So if you wanted to get in a little later, you could set the setting slightly different. But I typically just, if I do use it, I'm leaving it at the default one. But it does have a push notification in here. So you would put this alert push to true. And then up here, you're going to go to tools, options, notifications, enable push notifications. And then you get this MetaQuotes ID off of your phone under settings. And then you type that in and then you can hit test and you'll get pushes to your phone that tell you your indicator is switching directions or whatever. Any questions on that? But your computer needs to be on, otherwise you're not going to get the notifications. But say you could leave your computer on, you know, at the house, and then you go out shopping or whatever. As long as your computer's on, it'll send you those notifications. So I switched this to a 10. You can see it moved a little bit, but the half trend is nice. I'll show you buy sell magic. I like this one too. So you can see when buy sell magic and half trend agree, like that could be your confirmation. So there, this is telling you it's a sell, this is telling you it's a sell. So you're like, I'm gonna sell this. And then you can stay in until price breaks above or to the half trend. If it's hitting it, you need to get out. Let me pull back so you can kind of see. So here it's telling you to buy, half trend is telling you to buy. You could stay in all the way until it hits the half trend, which is right here. And then this switch too. So if I were to use two indicators, especially to a new person, those would be the two I would give any new person. But they are only for your computer. And those are both in, this is buy sell magic. It almost looks like a trend line too, but it's not. But you could use it, you know, if it breaks that, then you're out. That would be another way you could, you know, use that buy sell magic. Here's a really nice one. Look, it retested kind of here. But it stayed in the whole time. And of course, it's always going to look great when you look back. But you're going to have days like this that you're being like, what the heck is going on? But those days happen. And usually, like, you lose all your money this day, and then the next day it does go up, and you're like, oh man, I knew it was going up, but you got frustrated here and either quit or lost your money. So that happens. You guys want to look at silver?
Yes, I would like to look at silver.
Okay.
Brenda, could you do an analysis on EU as our setup for next week?
Yeah, we already did that. I can go back over.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I got on late.
You
Sorry about that.
I'm like, wait a minute, we did that already, but we can go back over it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm trying to stick with just doing like EU and I do UJ sometimes, but mostly EU and EJ. I'm trying to stick with those two for now.
Okay. So
Brenda, what is that those little eye on your beside your?
That's just the broker. I use Trader's Way, and they put a little eye after every pair. That's all.
Okay. Cute.
So, all right. So here is silver.
Do you trade any cryptocurrencies or indices, Brenda?
I don't. I have in the past, but it's not. I'm not trying to lose money. I don't like the big spreads on cryptocurrency. They're fun because they're fast, but I'm not trying to lose my money or my account. And I really try to take the weekends and just kind of give myself a break.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm like, I'm still searching up YouTube videos and still thinking about charts, but I'm thinking I should take a break. So I try not to trade on weekends at all. I just try to walk away from it.
Okay.
So this is nice. I would definitely draw a trend line from here to here. This is silver. Let's see. Come on, little guy. So I'm connecting my bottom ones to this. We are pulling down. Here's our 50, crossed our 200, crossed our 8. And remember when they cross, that's our 50, 200 cross on the hour, which we definitely like. So I would wait for a break of this trend line and then get in this cell. And then your other option is to grab your fib. This is kind of a tricky push. So like it's not clear where this started. So I'm just going to pick my highest part, that daily high to the daily low. This was Friday. And then look, our pullback is right here, 61.8, which is also our 800.
800.
Yep. So I would look for a pullback up to there. And then if you want to wait for the break of this trend line, you could to be safe. Or you can just get in right here and have a short stop loss going into here. And then pull, and then bring it all the way down to at least the bottom. I mean, that's going to give you quite a few pips. Let's just see. That's 93 pips of silver. That would be really nice because silver pays really nice. So that would be another trade if you're feeling frisky that you could take. So just watch Sunday, Monday for it to go up here. If you see a railroad or an engulfing on this 800 mark, get in and take it and put your stop loss above that railroad that it makes or the engulfing candle set that it makes.
Not trading those exotics yet.
And take that ride. So, and then look at our TDI. Our TDI is telling us the same thing. So it's at the 50. So we have room for it to push up a little bit more and then drop. Here is our divergence signal. So it's saying, hey, we got possible divergence. So we're going to be going down, but yet it can still push up a little bit. We could get another divergence, you know, thing, and then we go down. So that's how I would be looking at silver. I don't trade gold. I just, again, it's not worth it to me to blow my account. I know there's traders out there that just do gold day in and day out. That's cool. But I'm not here to show off. I'm not here to get 1,000 pips. I just want to get my safe pips and be done. I want my money in my bank account.
Well, ours need to rebuild mine, so I'm
Yeah.
down to.
Here, if you wanted to put,
losing.
this is our 800. So I'm just putting these in so we can look across the 50. Like all of these, like this is like that little zone area you can see. So we can get a reversal, you know, anywhere in this little area here. So again, if you wanted to be safe, just wait for the break of this trend line. You know, it could be here, you know, because this would be our Sunday night, Monday. So we'd be looking for a break in this area right here.
And then down.
Yep. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. All right. Did somebody else say another pair? We can go back to EU, but did anybody else want to look at anything? I really liked EN this week. I called it right at the peak. I thought it was going to stop at one area, but then it continued up and made a squeeze in so you can see. I'll just go to higher time frame. It's easier to see there. And I don't typically trade this pair, but sometimes it's fun just because you can get a lot of pips. But like I said, it only pays half of what you would normally get like on an EU pair. So it pushed all the way down here. It pulled up, and then we thought like it might have stopped here because we do have an M right here. So from all that we could see was, hey, it could pull back up to this here and then drop, but it didn't. It just consolidated and then it pushed up. It actually broke this high and then it dropped like a rock. Consolidated, dropped like a rock. So now we're stuck on this 200 mark here. So again, I'm expecting a pull up and then another drop all the way down. And I feel like we're just repeating ourselves, but all of these are just set up so nicely. It's like the market finally is reversing. So here's our 61.8. Put a line on it. If we look left, we have a nice, you know, stop here.
Yep.
So that definitely, if you're feeling frisky, you could do EN, look for it to pull up and then drop all the way down to here possibly. We'll see. Because if we look left, that puts us over here nicely. You'd even, like, I would look for something right in here. If I'm looking left, I see these two spots here and here.
Mhm.
And let's look at our numbers, 17, or what, 77.34. So like we could go up to 77.50, that would be our half number. So I like I said, I do whole and half numbers. I would look for like right in that direction. Or if you're feeling you don't want to go, the whole number would be right here, 7,800. And that would make sense too, because this would pull up. And then this would be your whole number for it to stop at. But that's a huge drop. But remember, you're only going to get paid half on that one.
Oh, So
if I'm doing a standard and I get 10 pips, I'm only going to get $50 versus $100. Where if on EU, if I'm trading a
Getting
standard and
$100.
if I do 10 pips, I'm getting $100. Yeah. And it's a safer pair. It doesn't move as fast. I'm going to go back to EU unless there's another
yes.
pair.
Because
Somebody
I've
else.
always been told EU, for new traders should trade EU.
Yeah, I like EU. Let's see. Let me go to one that doesn't have all this crap on it. So we marked this up. Here's our trend line on the top here. And then we put a fib on this drop right here. Right here's our inverted head and shoulders. So we know we're pushing back up.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to put a fib where the push starts. So it started right here and you pull it down to the bottom. And then we're looking for anywhere between this 50 and 61.8 area for it to reverse again. And if you look left, like it's going to match up to right here where these candles came down here. And we're retesting like our 200 and our 800.
Wow.
So then we're going to take it. This is 130 pips from the top to the bottom. So then we're going to start our 130 pips right here. So from here, we're measuring down 130 pips. And that's going to put us right at the 1.1700 mark. So that would be our TP.
1 point?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I didn't get the number you said. 1 point what? 1.1?
1700 is where our TP is going to be.
Okay. That would be a swing trade, right?
No, like it
South.
can happen in a day. Like EU's average daily range is 100 pips. So if we catch this on Tuesday morning or Monday London and it stops here, then you can get in here and then that is your 100 pip day. So
wow.
you caught the whole move. So
wow.
Yeah. So right here, let's see. Right in here is our 100 pip move. So from here to here. And look, that would be right on our trend line too. So we're in our trend line zone still by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So all of it kind of lines up. So whether it'll happen, I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking it'll happen. So I don't know why this line is. But yeah, so that's, and EJ looks pretty much identical. Silver looks identical. EN is pretty darn close. Like they're all kind of reversing. And I don't know if the euro is just really weak right now. This kind of looks like the pattern that's happening. But the US dollar, I think, is trying to switch too. You can always look at the DXY on TradingView And if it's pushing up, then Euro USD is pushing down. If the DXY is pushing down, then EU will be pushing up. That the dollar is what's pushing it. The DXY is how strong the dollar is.
Does it go in the opposite direction when it's the weaker pair? I mean the weaker currency, like on the
Right.
second currency?
Right, because the USD is in the back here. So it's going to do the opposite.
Okay.
Where if it's USD JPY or USD CAD, it's going to, if the USD is strong, USD CAD is going to push up. USD JPY should be pushing up.
Gotcha.
So sometimes you can trade opposite. So if I'm dropping EU, then I can go to USD CAD and go, oh, I'm going to take this for a buy. Again, those are days I'm feeling frisky. I don't normally trade USD CAD, but sometimes I do just for fun of it. So you can see. So is this a M or is this a W? We don't know yet. We kind of just have to wait and see. So we have, this is messy. So we'll just wait and see on, like, I wouldn't trade USD CAD because it is messy. Let's see. Let's go to higher time frame and see if we can see anything. So here it's been in this downtrend, but look at this. We have a higher low. So we can draw a trend line here. And I really like this. And look for this, you know, to maybe continue up. Since we know EU, we're looking for EU to go down, so we could possibly be looking for USD CAD to be pushing up, you know, into this area here, all the way up to 800. And then this could be making like an inverted head and shoulders. This could be our header. The shoulder's a little lower. But so if price came to here, this would be our neckline. And then you would look for price to come back, hit here, and then push up. Can you guys see that?
Where do you see the head and shoulders on this pattern?
So this is my head down here.
Oh,
And
inverted head and shoulders.
yeah, it's an inverted.
Okay, gotcha.
Then to the right, we got a lower high or a higher low over here. So I'm immediately going, okay, let me look left. Where's our other point over here? But our neckline technically would be this one, the second, the green one in the middle, which we didn't quite make it there. So that makes me feel like it would push up, pull back one more time, and then go up to this one. And this is a nice resistance support up here. But if it breaks this 200, then I'm definitely aiming for this 800 if I was trading USD CAD. But you can see like this GG bars right now is telling us to sell, but this is looking like a reversal pattern here to me. As you can see, all these other days, low, low, low. Like we pretty much made a low every day. Here's a day it was a little higher, but it broke that. And it was just a pullback to where? To the 50. And it dropped. Where did this pull back? Like you can see here they were really close, pull back, hit the 200. Usually like as they just cross or they come really close, it'll pull back to the 200. They spread apart and then they just hit the 50 and drop. Hit the 50 and drop, but then this one is making this, I believe it's gonna be a switching back the other way. So that's USD CAD.
Oh.
All right, guys. Anything else? We're getting kind of pushing it. We've been going an hour and a half, so I'll answer any other questions.
Brenda, on the GG trend bar, does all the colors have?
Do they have what?
Sorry?
You got cut off. All I heard was, do all the colors have? And then
Yeah,
I didn't have
on a cell, does all the colors have to be on red for
no, like I
okay.
think they say that you want to have like at least 4 of them in your direction, which would have been
Okay.
true because it's been selling. Like it definitely has been a sell. So, but when you're like on the tip of a reversal, like they're gonna slowly all turn back the other direction. So this one has the H4 as being neutral. Because on the H4, we see the same thing that we just saw on the other one. But like it's been in a downtrend for a while, just like EU has been pushing up for a long time. USD CAD has been pushing down for a long time. So now it's time for reversal. It really is. So
Thank you.
like this has been going down since June and now it's August. So 3 months. Usually the market likes things in 3. It'll push in 3s. We'll get 3 days of the same direction and go the other way. This is 3 months of down. So I don't know. I always look for 3s in the market.
That's another thing to learn.
Yeah. And look how far out these are. Like when they get pushed way far out, they're going to want to come back up together. Like EMAs like to go out, come back. Like, look, they all out, they come back, they push out. They're like magnets. Like they can't stay apart from each other for long. So they're pushed way out. We got a reversal. They come back in. And then when they do this, you don't know if they're going to cross or keep going. In this instance, it did cross, and then we got the nice drop down. But it could have just came close to it and then continued up. So you have to be really careful when they're close to each other like this. Especially like we have the nice M here.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it does have a nice trend. You could have drawn a trend line. Look at that. Like it held the trend line the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nice.
It's a beautiful one. And then it just dropped.
Yep. Then here, the 50 and the 200 cross. This is on the H4. It pulled back, hit the 200 one more time. And then, yeah, it just dropped like a rock. Here's one drop, consolidation, another drop, consolidation, drop, and then here's looks like a reversal. But we just got more consolidation. These wouldn't have been fun days. This would have been frustrating. But then it kept dropping. But look at these nice drops each. So if I was doing this pair, I would be going and going, hey, what time did this happen? Because this kind of looks like it happened at the same time. Again, this one happened really similar at the same time. So get to know your pairs, know when they move, know when those drops happen. Are they news? I know USD CAD coincides with oil. Some people will trade opposite. I believe it's opposite. So if oil is going one direction, USD CAD, I believe it's going the opposite direction. I could be wrong on that. They could go the same way, but find that out. Like if you want to know, like find that out. Find which way that they go and confluence each other. I think Zolanda could probably tell you that. She likes to trade oil, so I don't trade oil. Like if it's super volatile, I just don't do it. Like it's not worth my account. I've been taken out with GU too many times. I just learned my lesson. I don't play with fire anymore. That being said, we can peek at gold real quick and then we'll hop off so you guys can.
What days are your classes, Brenda?
I don't have classes. I just feel like being nice every once in a while and I hop on. Like I don't do classes.
Okay, thank you very much for being nice today. Very good stuff. Thank you, ma'am.
I told you guys in the beginning, I am a lazy trader. I do what I want when I want. I don't care. So
I want to piggyback on Brenda because she trades the pairs I like.
what are we doing? Oh, I said we would look at gold. Let's see. Yeah. But yeah, I stick with EU day in and day out. Like that's just where I go. But we'll look at gold just for the fun of it. Let's see. What am I doing? Let's see. Gold. You know, Clyde tells me I should trade US 30, but I'm just like, I'm good. All right, so I do follow some gold traders on Telegram and stuff, so I kind of have an eye for what's going on with it, only because it's paired just like EU is. So if gold is going down, I know EU is going down. I know GU is going down. I know AU is going down, but I'm still going to trade EU. So it kind of
Okay.
within that pair. So we
Okay,
have
so when gold is going down,
then EU is going down. So I'm going to take off some of these indicators. Hold on.
EU and which other pair, Brenda?
Like gold, anything that has like XX/USD, they're going to go in the same direction.
Okay.
So if you see somebody go sell gold, then you're not going to sell gold. You're going to go over to EU, AU, GU, and look for a sell over there.
Okay.
All right, so what do you guys see on this? Like what pops out at you right away?
Head and Shoulders.
That's right. Really
Yep.
nice.
Very big one.
Yeah, what else do you see?
There's some that look like W.
What about the EMAs?
200, 800, 50 cross.
Yep. So we're on the 15-minute.
And they're downtrend.
Yep. So on our 15-minute, we have a 50, 200 cross.
Yes.
Here's our 200, 800 cross, which means on the hour, the 50 cross the 200. So we are in a downtrend. So, yep. So if you were selling this, like your first clue was the head and shoulders. Let's see where the neckline is. All right, so here's our neckline. Our shoulders aren't super even, but they're there. So here's our neckline. It dropped. We didn't get a nice retest, but it did almost come to the 800, and then it dropped like a rock. So that was nice. And then right, it's just kind of consolidating. So on this one, I don't know, we have this over here. So I would definitely pay attention to that level right there because of that wick. And then here's a nice drop, and I would say fib that, but this already looks like it's at 61.8. I could be wrong, but if we just did this day, yeah, like it's sitting at the 61.8. So it may not push up anymore. It may just play and then drop back down. But we never really got, I don't know, it may push up all the way up into here. Say I don't trade gold, but we never really got a nice retest up in here. So I would pay attention to that. Here's this push. If we fib that, then we have a pullback like right up into here. This would make sense to me. So I would kind of lean towards this one because we never really got, like we got a 38 and then it's kind of playing. So next stop would be 50. It could play and then push up 61.8 and then drop. So that's what I would kind of envision for gold. I don't know. I just see this over here and that is a red flag for me. And then that's also right where our 61.8 is sitting and our 800. So I would be looking for that. And of course, if you take it to the hour, it matches up with the 200. So that's how I would read that. Oops, I deleted something. I don't know what. But and I see like the gold mines guy, he's definitely telling everybody to keep selling this. So we'll see. Imagine if you bought gold like all the way down here.
Wow.
Where they crossed. Yeah, look, if you got in here at this 50 and 200 cross down here, this was June. Yeah, like you could have held
19th.
this. Yeah, like it really never crossed the 200.
Plus the 200.
Yeah, like it just kept going until all the way up here. So I know gold swing traders. That's crazy though. I don't think I would sleep. Like, when I have trades open, I'm just like opening, like I set my alarm for every hour. Yeah, I have my alarm set for 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
That's
so
why I
can,
don't.
like
That's
peek
why
on
I don't trade Asian because I go to sleep.
Yeah, I try
I
not
have a
to, but
trade
every once in a while, I'm still
during that
sneaking it in
time I
there.
can't sleep.
But yeah,
I'm serious. I can't sleep.
exactly. I hear
Like
you. I hear you.
every half an hour I'm awake looking and oh.
Yeah, put your stop loss in. Yeah, try to put your stop loss into profit and hope for the best. That's all you can do. All right, guys. I think we're good to go unless somebody has a very last question. It's 10:43.
Thank you very much, Brenda. I learned a lot. I like the
You're welcome.
Learned a lot. Can you do one?
TDI
Can you do
Pro.
one next
I like
week?
that.
I do one next week.
You said you
Next
want to
week
make a strategy that'll
Saturday?
work.
Yeah.
Might possibly work.
What do
Did
you
you
want
move?
to talk about? So give me a topic.
I can
Just a market
I
review,
already
that
see it
type
on the
of
why
thing.
did that.
Yeah.
Thank you, though.
Okay.
I just wanna learn EU from you guys.
No problem.
Okay.
So I learn it. Yeah.
You know it.
Okay. We can do
Recognizing structure and you know,
Very-
just
what
the
EU
behavior
did.
of EU.
Okay. All right. I'll commit to next Saturday at 9 o'clock Eastern, and we
Okay.
can peek on EU and see how we did
in front of
Yes.
for the week.
So
Okay. So
Cheers,
you're
bye,
saying,
guys.
Brenda, for EU, we are looking for it to push up a little more.
Yep, we're looking for a push up into
once I have it then
like this area right here,
the game.
like
That's-
18. Yeah, in this area right here. Like you want it to bounce off the 200 or the 8 or the 50.
Do what now?
And then
that's somewhere in
pull back
about
down.
1835.
Yeah, in that neighborhood. Yep.
Okay.
As you can see, it's a support here. It's a support. There was a strong support here.
Yeah.
So that's our neighborhood. That's our fib level that we're shooting for. If we put fibs on there, see our 61.8 is right there.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the only piece.
And then we're looking for it to come all the way down to 1700.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like
So
I
that's
can
the
move
plan.
side to
Let's see if
side.
it comes true.
It's not like they can
Yeah.
move side to side.
So you could get 130 pips if you hold that. So put your stop loss on there and put your TP down here and just let it go.
You know what I don't understand, Brenda, is how to do the sell limit and buy limit or sell stop. Sell limit,
You would do new order.
sell stop.
Yeah, so market execution is a pending order. So you would do a sell stop or a sell
Okay.
limit. So your sell limit would mean price has to go above it and then do into the trade, come down.
Okay.
A sell stop means that your price is above you. So I could put a sell stop. Like if I wanted to be super safe, I would just put a sell stop down here at the 0.0. And then once price breaks this low, then I'm in that trade.
Okay.
My sell stop is going to go under price. My sell limit, price has to go above it and then break down and put me in the trade.
Okay. Okay. So you for this one, it would have to break, say, the 618.
Correct.
And
So,
then, yeah.
So if you put a sell limit, like you could put it at the 50, you know, if you wanted to.
Right.
But then you risk if it does pull back, like you need to make sure your account can hold any pullback back if it double taps to 61.8 or something. You need to make sure you can hold that.
Okay. Okay.
So I know people that use those all the time, and I think they're a good idea, but you do need to make sure you're using a stop loss with those.
Like, I think I prefer market execution most times. So.
Yeah, just set your alarm for London for 3 a.m. Eastern and pay attention. You can do
Okay.
3, 4 o'clock Eastern, and look for, usually like
Mine is
reverses
2
at those
a.m.
times. Yeah, you can do it 2 a.m., but that's like right when it opens.
No, I'm 2 a.m. I'm in Jamaica, Central Standard Time for you guys.
Okay.
So 3 a.m. is 2 a.m. my time.
Got you. Okay. So you're an hour later. So you could do like 3 a.m. your time. So.
Okay, that would put me at about 4.
Yep.
Okay.
So I like it like an hour after it opens. Like
Because
let it do its
I
thing the
realize
first hour and then get in there.
I realize, Brenda, that EU tends to move more from London session into New York. But
Yes.
once it hits New York session, it tends to consolidate.
That's correct. Yep.
Okay.
So that's why ideal time to trade it is 4 a.m. to about 10 o'clock a.m.
Okay.
And then get out, like be done for your day. Like if you didn't get your 20 pips in that time period, then you suck. Like you're a really bad trader. Like you shouldn't be trading. So you can get your 20 pips in that time frame and be done for the day easily.
Yeah. Okay. So that is, have to switch up my sleeping time and wake up at 3 a.m.
Yeah, get up, get your 20 pips, go back to sleep, or set your stop loss and
Your
let it
mama's
go.
so. Whew, Lord mercy. Come on. Huh?
Okay.
Come on,
All
who's
right,
turn is it?
guys. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys Monday.
Thank you so much, Brenda. You've been a blessing.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Brenda.
Hi, Brenda.
We
Hello.
appreciate it.
Hi, can you share the PIP counter, please, on the PIP Master Telegram, because I can't find the other lady said she shared it, but I can't see it.
All right, so go click on the very top thing.
In my life
Files. Right here, PIP side counter.
Yeah, I'm on there, but it's not downloading.
What do you mean it's not downloading?
Okay, so I click on it, right?
Uh-huh. Right.
So nothing
You
is.
click and you click show in folder. And then you would go to where it shows you in the folder. Then you would right click.
Where'd you go?
Go to copy.
Oh, never mind. All right. All right.
And
Check.
then when you put it on your chart, like you're not going to see it until you have a thing open. So then you go to file, open data folder.
Data folder.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
MQL4.
Somebody's not talking. I can't hear what you're saying.
And then go to indicators. And then I just go to the white space over to the right and right click and hit paste. And mine's going to say I already have it, or it should. And then you have to close everything. And then pull up your navigator bar and indicators, and then go to refresh. And then it'll show up in your thing here.
Now, Brenda, you said about the TDI, you said there's a specific way to install that?
On the phone.
No, TDI is default, but like I just added the PIP thing to my chart, but you can't see it because I don't have any trades open.
Okay.
Like that, but I'm talking about the PIP counter thing. Like you're not going to see it until you have a trade open. So it may feel like you don't have it because you can't see anything. But TDI is just standard. You would do that same thing that I just did for your TDI, but you'll see it pop up.
But you said that one can also be installed on your phone also, correct?
That's correct. It is, I put it in here, but I think it's, yeah, I think it was just a copy paste thing. I can put it in again to make it easy to find. I'll do that.
Yeah, because I could just do it on my phone and see.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my phone to do it because I have it saved in my notes on my phone just so I can share it with people. But you do have to do it step by step and do it exactly like it says. If you want to send me a screenshot after you do it to kind of compare to mine, I'm happy to compare it and tell you you did it right or you did it wrong.
Brenda, on your phone, do you get those arrows and stuff still on the TDI?
Nope, you won't.
Okay, okay.
Those are only on the computer.
Okay, so you wouldn't get the divergence on the phone, but on the
Nope, you're just gonna have to look with your
Like-
eyes. So if the green line is going lower, but price is going higher, You just have to use your eyes because you know, oh, look, there's a divergence. So you just have to be aware of it and
Okay.
practice looking for it.
Okay.
Hi, Brenda, please, can you go over it one more time? Because a lot of people were talking, so I couldn't hear what you were saying.
On which part? The divergence or TDI?
No,
Or which part?
no, the PIP side counter.
Oh, which, like once you load it, you're not going to see it because you don't have any trades open.
Okay, so but the thing is,
Did
I
you
have
install it? Like, did you go to file? Did you go
yes.
there and paste it?
Okay, I'm on file right now. So
Okay.
am I going to right click or just click on it?
On the file? On which part? Like where are you?
Okay, I'm on
wanna
Tradera
share
PIP Master.
Okay, so you're just gonna right click and click show in folder.
Okay,
And then once it shows you where you saved it, then you're gonna right click and hit copy.
okay. And then when I copy, then I go to the MT4, right?
That's correct. And then you're gonna go to file
File, okay.
and then open data folder,
Open data folder, okay.
then MQL4. Back. And then indicators. And then go to the white area, right click and hit paste.
The white area,
Just over to the side
okay.
and then hit paste.
Hold on one second, hold on, I think I missed it. Okay, hold on one second.
Okay.
So I go to file first, then open data folder,
Yep,
then open the MQL, then indicators, right?
correct. Yep.
Okay. So it's on the indicator folder now.
Okay, then right click, then go to the white area to the side and right click and hit paste. Did you get that?
Yeah, so it's on
Okay.
the on the subscriptions, right? So I see trend, oscillators, volumes,
So,
bill.
okay, so once you did that, now you go up and click the star in the folder, your navigator up here,
Okay.
and then go to the top where it says indicators over here, and then you want to right click and hit refresh. And then now you'll be able to see it in your list of indicators.
Okay.
You can also close your MT4 and reopen it. Either way works.
Okay, so if I refresh, what am I supposed to be seeing though, so that I'll be sure that I did it correctly?
You won't be able to see anything because you don't have any trades open.
No, I mean on the right, I'm not talking on the chat.
Oh, you'll see it on the side here. It'll be in your list of indicators. So just scroll down till you get to the P's. And then you should be able to see it.
Okay.
So do you have to load it once you have it in there?
Right. So then once you have it, then you'll just click on it and drag it over to your chart.
Oh, okay.
And then hit OK. And then now you have it. This is a different one. But
Gotcha.
yeah. And then now it's on there. So then when you open a trade,
Okay, okay.
you'll see
Alright.
something like this over here.
Gotcha.
But you won't
Thank
see it if you don't have any trades open. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to put this on the Telegram, but my phone's not, it's not cooperating, so. What is going on? Let's see. Oh my goodness.
Ms. Brenda, I'd like to thank you for giving up your time tonight, for showing everybody so much information. If anybody were to catch this session, I know they would learn so much, from the indicators to the way that you can eyeball the charts to the way that you're able to download indicators onto MT4. Because I know that's a lot of the issues that a lot of people, especially in our city group, have, because a lot of people don't teach the MT4 and how to do
Yeah,
certain.
yeah, and I prefer MT4 to trading too.
Yeah, that just blows my mind that people don't teach on MT4 because that's where we trade at. So that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a problem.
My phone is not cooperating. So as soon as my phone cooperates, I'm trying to paste this thing in the group, but it doesn't like it for some reason. So maybe I need to restart my phone.
And once you put it in the group, I'll share it over into the study group for the people who are in the study group, not in Pitmaster. Well, guys, I'm sorry, but I'm tired.